Hey everyone, good morning. Thanks for watching my videos. Something that just happened to me in the moment and I want to share it with you. There is a skill in DBT called opposite action. And opposite action is a skill, and the description is when you feel like acting on an emotional impulse, essentially I'm paraphrasing, if you feel like acting on an emotional impulse, for instance, lashing out at someone, slamming a door, interpreting maybe why you haven't received text messages, or if you think maybe someone's ignoring you, or we often tell ourselves these stories, right? Like we fill in the blanks to the narrative that we don't have the information to. For instance, do you remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Mad Libs, right? There's a lot of fill in the blanks, and so you have the opportunity to fill in those blanks in those games and in those books. And so oftentimes, a good analogy is with your life, when you don't have all of the information, which can be very uncomfortable not to have all of the information, because we all want that information, especially if you grew up in a really traumatic, unstable, unpredictable environment. You wanted to know what was coming next. And that makes sense, right? So when someone hasn't replied to your text, or hasn't returned your call, or you haven't gotten that email back from your boss, or, your boyfriend maybe seems off, or whatever the case, you may feel like acting on that emotional impulse. I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna call out, take a sick day. I'm gonna tell her what's what. I'm gonna yell at her. And the opposite action tool says, use opposite action when appropriate, right? So, for instance, here's an inappropriate way to use opposite action. You have a really abusive boyfriend, right? Let's say, you're in a narcissistic relationship, which is very common with those of us with BPD. When you find yourself in a narcissistic relationship, you're doing everything, they're doing all the taking, there's a lot of invalidation, right? They stand you up, maybe they cheat on you, they lie to you, they gaslight you, whatever, but you keep going back and you keep giving them chances, and you tell yourself, well, I still love him, I'm gonna reach out to him, or, we still have that one thing that we have fun doing. I don't mean sex, it could be anything, camping, in my case it was camping. I'm gonna reach out to him. That's when it would be inappropriate to use opposite action, because you've broken up, or it's bad. So act on the instinct to stay away. But here's an example where it could be beneficial to use opposite action. When you don't have that information, it makes you nervous, and so you want to check the facts of the situation. For instance, I have a friend, and sometimes her life gets very busy and my life gets very busy, and we've gone kind of through these ebbs and flows where we'll be in really good contact and then we kind of drop off, and then vice versa. And I've sent her like a bunch of texts, and I've called her a couple of times, but like I haven't always heard back from her. And it's been kind of growing on me for the last week or two. Like, I wonder if something's wrong. I bet she doesn't like me. Well, fuck her. Like, I'm not talk to her anymore, right? This is where my borderline brain is going with this situation. She doesn't like me. I must be defective. What did I do? No, fuck her. She's defective, right? And then finally, in the meantime, this is causing all of this anxiety and emotional distress in you. And you could simply do the following. And this is what I did today. Let's say her name is Sarah. It's not, but we're going to say it's Sarah. This is what I sent today. Hey Sarah, just checking in. You making sure everything's okay with us. I haven't heard back from you on a few texts. And so just making sure everything's good, right? Perfectly reasonable, very calm, leave it at that. I don't send 5 more texts. I let that breathe. I let her get back to me. She did. She got back to me within like 10 minutes. Hey, oh my gosh, everything's fine. I'm really sorry. I think the last time you called, I was already asleep. Everything's good. And I wrote back, great, I'm glad, I know life gets crazy. Just want you to know I'm thinking about you over here. And I sent her a little heart and like a waving friend emoji. So, right, that is a really great use of opposite action, because I've cleared the air. I feel better. She knows I'm thinking about her. Relationship is intact. There was no blow up, right? What if I had done the initial thing, right? What if I had given into that impulse about, well, I fucking hate her. I'm going to tell her what's up. What if I would have been like, haven't heard from you. Guess you're going to go fuck yourself now, or whatever, you know? Then she would have been like, whoa, where she hadn't even been thinking she was mad at me before. And she's like, now she's definitely mad at me. I've given her a reason to be mad at me. And now definitely the relationship's in the shitter. I've escalated the situation. I've aggravated my emotional state. I'm dysregulated. Now I'm shaming myself for my bad behavior. Bad, in quotations. I'm worried about her response, you know. Then I'm probably going to try to reach out 12 more times and try to smooth things over. So you see, just by using opposite action, you bypass all of that. You get off of that emotional regulation or emotional dysregulation highway. And I just did a video about that, so please check it out, the emotional dysregulation highway. My name's Jen, this has been BPD Woman, and this has been a video about using opposite action to help regulate yourself, keep your relationships intact, and get on those goals, and keep after those goals that are important to you. Talk soon. Bye-bye.